Let me tell you, Bogdanovic was such an underrated pickup for the Clippers. In 25 games for them, he's averaging 11.8 points, 3.3 assists, and 25.4 minutes per game off the bench. He's shooting 5 threes per game at 42.4%. Per pivotfade.com, when he's on the court for the Clippers, the offensive rating just skyrockets to 121.4, resulting in a plus 8.9 net rating with him out there. He's a cheat code next to Kawhi and James Harden because if you leave him open or forget about him, he's going to make you pay from deep. He's the perfect role player offensively. You can even give him the rock, give him a screen, and he's going to make something happen for himself or his teammates. And that's a big difference between his time in Atlanta and LA this season. Ty Lue and the Clippers coaching staff have really given him freedom on the ball as a creator. It turns out in 24 games for Atlanta, 84.3% of his points this season were assisted, meaning he was mainly just a catch and shoot option next to Trae Young. But with the Clippers, 58.7% of his shots are assisted, meaning 41.3% of them are unassisted. He's not just a catch and shoot player. He's a guy that they are trusting to carry possessions for them offensively. He has short stints where he's playmaking for others or creating for himself in the pick and roll dribble handoff situation or even the ISO situation. And versus Cleveland, not only did he have 20 points, but he also had 7 dimes. Here, in transition, he gets pressured, doesn't panic, just keeps his dribble alive. He then rejects the screen, forcing 2 defenders in his area. Beautiful pocket pass to set up his big man for the floater. And these two have great chemistry. Look at them rubbing shoulders, making sure the aggressive Okoro has no chance of staying attached. Now Allen is forced to switch, leaving a smaller player on Zoo. Eventually, he feeds him, and the rest is history. But then you have plays like this that just showcase how great he is as a connector. And this was in the guts of the game. He's screening for Kawhi, trying to get the smaller Garland on him. Cleveland decides to just double team, leaving Bogdanovic open. He catches and immediately makes a decision to drive, and the quickness of that decision breaks down the defense, and now Harden is opened up to get a bucket. Now I'm going to go over 2 lineups involving him that I really like for the Clippers that I think you're going to see during the playoffs. But first, I want to mention the dynamic of Nick Batum and Bogdanovic is scary good next to star players because they can shoot the rock, of course, and more importantly, they make very quick decisions and they are very good passers. This 5-man group I'm about to mention is actually his most played lineup for the Clippers. James Harden, Chris Dunn, Bogdanovic, Batum, and Zoo. 61 total minutes, 126.7 offensive rating with 101.7 defensive rating. Insane results, and it gives Kawhi a chance to catch a breather on the bench without losing many of his minutes. The next one is him with their 4 most important players this season. We haven't seen it a ton, only 21 minutes to be exact, but the results are crazy. So it's James Harden, Norman Powell, Bogdanovic, Kawhi, and Zoo. 131 offensive rating, 87.8 defensive rating. My goodness, that might be their closing lineup at times come playoff time if Bogdanovic is really feeling it. And overall, having both Norman Powell and Bogdanovic really give you 2 players that can swing a game offensively because they both are fearless. They both are not afraid to chuck up shots. And even if they're missing, they could care less. They're going to keep shooting. They're going to keep playing their game. And that's just so huge, having that next to Kawhi Leonard, having that next to Zoo and James Harden in big moments because the other teams in the playoffs, they're going to be trying to take those guys away. And then you got Bogdanovic and Norman Powell just ready to chuck, and more chucking, you know what I'm saying? But overall, I've been sitting on a hot take for a while is low-key, I believe, if the Clippers are healthy, obviously that's a big if. Kawhi can go down at any point. Sadly, that's the reality. But if they're healthy, I truly believe they are probably the second best team in the Western Conference. I think them in Golden State, that's who I'm going with right now as the second best team in the West. I kind of flip back and forth, but the Clippers are really, really good, and they're really well coached. Is that a crazy take? Based on the second half of the year, and since Kawhi is getting back to Kawhi things, I mean, they're unbelievable. Let me know your thoughts below in the comment section. Remember to leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate it.